Okay, so now we already know the shape of the parabola and we know what to do to find the focus and the directrix. So let's see the example 22 here. Okay, example 22, the question asks to state the vertex, focus and directrix, hence sketch the graph for each of the following. Okay, so the same thing as ellipse. The first thing that you have to do is you have to determine the shape, okay, of the parabola here. So we have the equation, so you can know the shape of the parabola. So here we have y square, here we have positive. So y square positive, y square it's either right or left. So that means since we have positive, so the shape is gonna be opens right. Okay, opens right. Okay, so now let's compare with the standard equation, which is we have y minus k square equals to 4p x minus h. Okay, so from that equation itself, we can know the vertex and also the value of p. Okay, but remember the vertex is hk. Okay, your vertex is hk. So do not do any careless mistakes. This is the value of k, this is the value of h. Okay, so that's gonna be 3, 2. Okay, so the vertex is gonna be 3, 2, and we also can find the value of p by comparing these two. So we have 4p is equals to 12, p is equals to 3. Now the next thing is to find the focus and the directrix. Okay, to make your life easier, just plot everything. Okay, just plot everything on the axis. So we know the vertex, so our vertex is 3, 2. Let's plot that. Here we have the vertex, and you know that the shape is opens right. Okay, so we know that the shape is opens right. So that is gonna be the shape of the parabola. And now the axis of symmetry is here. This is the axis of symmetry. Okay, let's just draw a line here. Okay, and now we are going to determine the coordinate of the focus. So focus inside the parabola, which is here, is gonna be the focus, and the directrix is behind the parabola. Maybe it will be here, or maybe it can be here, and maybe it could be on the y-axis itself. So you have to find the coordinate or the equation of the directrix first. Okay, so now let's see the focus. So here's the shape is kanan kiri, okay, which is in this case is kanan, so x will change. Okay, remember kkx, so this one here is kkx, so x will change. So here we have the coordinate of v is 3, 2. So let's take 3. Since this focus is on the right, so you have to plus by what? By the distance here, which is the value of p. So we have 3 plus 3, y will not change. So coordinate of focus is 6, 2. Okay, label that 6, 2. So now to find the directrix, we have kkx, so that means your directrix is going to be x equals to, the same thing here, we are going to take 3, since the directrix is on the left, so you're going to minus by p. So your equation of the directrix is actually x equals to 0, that means it is on the y-axis here. So let's label that, and that's going to be your equation of a parabola. One more thing that you have to do here is you are going to find the x-intercept here. Okay, if there is a y-intercept, you have to find the y-intercept. Okay, I am not going to find for you, you are going to find it by yourself. Okay, so let's continue to the second equation. Here we have x minus 1 square equals to 5y plus 2. Okay, here we have x square, so it's either open up, open down. Since here we have plus, that means this equation is open upwards. Okay, opens upward. So let's compare with the standard equation, which is x minus h square equals to 4p y minus k. So we are going to have the vertex. So vertex is 1, negative 2. Okay, make sure your vertex is correct. This is y minus k. So your k is going to be negative 2. And let's compare 4p with 5. So 4p equals to 5. We have p equals to 5 over 4. Okay, now the only thing that we have to do is find the focus and the directrix. Okay, the same as before, just plot the graph. Since the question asks us to sketch, so we just plot everything here. So we have the directrix, the vertex at 1, negative 2. Here is 1, here is negative 2, here is the vertex. Okay, so since the shape is open upwards, let's just draw the symmetry line here, axis of symmetry, to make it easy for us to determine the focus. Okay, so here is the vertex. So we know that the shape is open upward. So maybe it's going to be like this, maybe it's going to be like this. So it depends on the x-intercept and y-intercept. So you have to find that intercept. Okay, so now we are going to find the focus. The focus may be, because this is the shape, so focus is inside the parabola. So maybe here or maybe here. So let's find that. So focus is equals to, so the shape here is above or below, okay, or in this case is above. So here is case A, B, Y. So that means Y will change. Okay, so just leave your x coordinate as it is, which is 1, and Y will change. So take the coordinate of Y, negative 2 here. Since the focus, you know that the shape is, the coordinate will be above the vertex, so you have to plus by p. In this case, your p is 5 over 4. Okay, so that's gonna be, the focus is 1, negative 3 over 4. Okay, so that means the coordinate of the focus is still gonna be here. Okay, 1, negative 3 over 4. Now let's determine the equation of the directrix. So ABY. So this gonna be y equals to, take the coordinate of y, which is negative 2. Since the directrix is below the vertex, minus by p. So negative 2 minus 5 over 4, we get negative 13 over 4. Okay, so let me check one more time here. Yep. Okay, so let's draw the line of the directrix here and label that y equals to negative 13 over 4. And now the only thing that you have to do is just draw the parabola. Passes through V, and that's going to be your parabola. Okay, please do find the x-intercept and the y-intercept here. Okay, so that's it. How to find vertex, focus, and directrix, and sketch the parabola. Okay, so now let's move on to the next example here. So now we have the general equation. Okay, so the question asks us to change into standard form. So back to the circle. As you can remember, you know that from general equation to standard equation, we have to do completing the square. Okay, so in this case, we are going to do completing the square, but only for one part here. So we have x squared plus 8x here. So we are going to do completing the square on that part. Okay, for that part here. So let's do that. We have x squared plus 8x plus b over 2, which is 8 over 2 square, minus 8 over 2 square. Okay, plus 4y plus 12 equals to 0. Or you can just bring 4y and 12 on the other side. So let's do that. So it's easy for us. Negative 4y minus 12. Okay, so now let's do the completing the square. So here's going to be x plus 4 square. 8 over 2, 4 square is 16. So we have minus 16 equals to negative 4y minus 12. Okay, so here is the blue part, here is the blue part that you have to do completing the square. So now negative 16 we are going to bring on the other side. So here we have x plus 4 square equals to negative 4y, negative 12 plus 16, we get plus 4. Okay, so you can see that we already have the standard equation, but you know that the standard equation, this one here has to be y. Okay, so what we can do here, 1. So what we can do here is just factorize -4. So we have y minus 1. Okay, standard equation, this one has to be 1, this one has to be 1. So now we already have the standard equation, which is we can compare with x minus h square equals to -4p y minus k. Okay, so what is the shape for this equation? You have x square, which is either open up or open down. Since we have -4p, that means it will be open downward. Okay, so the shape is going to be opens downward. So now from the equation here itself, we already know the vertex. So let's find the vertex. So vertex is hk, which is here we have -4, 1. And also we can compare the value of p. So we are going to compare -4p and -4. So we have -4p equals to -4. That means p is equals to 1. So now let's plot the graph here. To find the focus and the directrix, it's easier if we can plot the graph. Okay, so now the vertex is at -4, -1. So let's just move some. Okay, so here is the vertex, -4, -1. So the vertex gonna be here. Sorry, -4, 1. The vertex is -4, 1. So here. Okay, so now let's draw the axis of symmetry to make it easier for us. Since we know that this is open downwards, the axis of symmetry is like this. So let's draw one straight line here, so that we know that the focus lies on that axis. So we know that the shape is like this, opens downwards. So your focus may be somewhere here or somewhere here, okay, inside the parabola. So now let's find the focus. So we have the focus is equals to, so here we have bawah or below y. Okay, so here we have a, b, y. So y coordinate will change, your directrix will be y equals to what? Okay, so here we are going to have focus. The x coordinate will not change, so just put -4 here. This one will not change. And here 1, since the focus is on the left, the focus is below the vertex, so you're going to minus by p, which is in this case is 1. So your focus is going to be -4, 0, which is lies on the x-axis. So here is your focus. And one more thing that you have to find here is the equation of the directrix. Okay, so you know the directrix is going to be behind the parabola. So the directrix is going to be y equals to, take the coordinate of 1, the coordinate of y, plus by p, which is 1. So we have y equals to 2. So let's just draw a line y equals to 2 here. And that's going to be your directrix. So the only thing that we have to do here is just draw the shape of the parabola. Okay, so this one you have to determine the x-intercept or y-intercept. Please find this by yourself. Okay, make sure you find the x-intercept or y-intercept. Maybe it can be like this. Okay, please find it by yourself. Okay, so last part here we have one more examples for standard equation, from general equation to standard equation. This one you can do it by yourself. So I'm going to give the answer here, which is the focus is 7/2 -4, 7/2 -4. The directrix is x equals to 5/2, and the vertex is 3 -4. Okay, please do it by yourself and sketch your diagram. If you have any question, you can ask. Okay, so now let's go to the last part for parabola and for chapter 4. So here we have a problem solution here. Find the equation of a parabola. So instead they give us the equation. This question asks us to find the equation of parabola. So we have here which satisfy the following condition. So we have the vertex. So here we have axis is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, so axis of symmetry is parallel to the y-axis. So if you take, let's say here we have, let me draw properly here. Let's say we have the x-axis, we have the y-axis. So if the axis of symmetry is parallel to the y-axis, this is your y-axis, so this is gonna be the axis of symmetry. So your shape of parabola may be like this or like this. So opens upward or opens downward. So from this sentence here, we know that the shape is either opens upward or opens downward. Okay, so now the equation for opens upward or opens downward, we have two, which is x minus h square equals to plus minus 4p y minus k. So which one that this equation has, that this question asks us to find? So one more tip that you can do here is, since we have the equation, the coordinate of the vertex, and here the question said the parabola passes through point 36. Okay, so passes through point 6. So whenever the question said passes through, this is the value of x and your y. Okay, so let's plot that coordinate, this vertex and this point here. So the vertex is at -1, 2, -1, -2. So here is the vertex and passes through point 36. This is 3, this is 6. So passes this point here. That means we know that the parabola is opens upward or downward. Is it possible that the parabola will be like this? Nope, because it doesn't passes through this point here. So from that we know that the shape of your parabola is opens upward. So from that we can just cancel the standard equation to be positive. So this is wrong. Okay, so we have the vertex. So we have the vertex, we can just substitute the vertex here. X plus 1 square equals to 4p y plus 1. Okay, we have the vertex given in the question. So now we want to find the value of p, okay, so that we can find the focus and the directrix. So how are we going to find the value of p? So remember, every time the question said passes through, tak kisahlah dalam ellipse, circles ataupun parabola, whenever the question said passes through, this is the value of x and y. So here we can just substitute at 3, 6. So we are going to substitute that value into our x and y. For p, 6 plus 1. Okay, so here we have 4p. What is wrong here? Or here is going to be 2. Sorry. Okay, the vertex here is y plus 2. So here is going to be 2. So we have 8 here, we have 16 here. Okay, so p is going to be 1 over 2. Okay, so now we have the coordinate of p. So to answer the first question here, find the equation of parabola, just substitute everything into the standard equation. So we have x plus 1 square equals to 4. Value of p is 1 over 2, y plus 2. So here we have x plus 1 square equals to 2, y plus 2. Okay, so now the question asks to sketch the parabola. That means we have to find the focus and the directrix. Okay, so we know that the shape is like this. Okay, so let's draw the axis of symmetry, which should be passes the -1. Okay, kamu anggap je lah dia pass through here. Okay, so now, so your focus will be inside here, so either here or here. So focus, let's change that. Focus is equals to, so the shape is above. Okay, so above, below y. So y will change here. So just leave your x as it is, which is x here is -1. So we take -2. Since the focus is above the vertex, we have to plus by p. So p here is 1/2. So here we get the focus, the coordinate of focus, -1, -3/2. So that means your focus is gonna be somewhere here. Okay. Now the last thing is to find the directrix. So A, B, Y. So that means your directrix is y equals to, take coordinate of y, which is -2. Since the directrix is below the vertex, we have to minus by 1/2. So your directrix will be y equals to -5/2. Okay, so let's label the directrix. Y equals to -5/2, and the only thing that we have to do here is just draw the parabola. Okay, make sure it passes through the vertex and also passes through this point here. Okay, so let's move with this point right here. Okay, so that's it, and make sure you find the coordinate, the x-intercept and the y-intercept here. Okay, so we have finished the parabola here. So let's recap a little bit on chapter 4. For circles, we have so many things to remember, so many things to do, so many questions can be asked in circles. Okay, so for ellipse, we have the shape here, and the parabola, we have 4 shapes here. So for ellipse, the keyword is we have the vertex, we have the foci, we have the major axis, major or minor axis. Okay, and we also have the center. Okay, so here the keyword is vertex. We do not have center, but we do have focus. Focus and foci is the same thing. Foci is 2, because you know that for your ellipse we have to focus. So it is called as foci. So one more thing that we have here is directrix. Okay, tips to find coordinate of focus, and let's change into this. Tips to find the focus and directrix here is KKX, A, B, Y. Okay, kiri, kanan, that means x coordinate will change. Above, below, that means coordinate of y will change. This one can also be fine. So to find the focus, let me write one more time. To find the foci and also the major vertex, we can use HXBY. Okay, so not BY, VY. Okay, HXVY. HX for major axis horizontal, that means x coordinate will change. For VY, if the major axis is vertical, that means focus and major vertex y coordinate will change. Okay, we are going to cover that tips and tricks for chapter 4 in class later, but for now this is your exit ticket 11, and submit on GC, and please, if you have any question, do ask. Okay, so I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Thank you.